Hey, my name is Rich. You're watching my YouTube channel. I use the he, him pronouns, and we're playing Star Wars games. This is the sixth session of Plutonian Shore in a slightly extended playtest. It's a game coming out from Cloven Studios someday, I hope. I very much hope, but right now it's an early look. Let's go ahead, go around the horn, have folks quickly introduce themselves and their characters, and then we'll do a quick reminder of what happened and jump straight into things. So let's start from the right-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the left, which means Kai, you're up.
Hello, I'm Kai. Use they, them pronouns. You can find me online at Kai the Gamer. I am playing Orana Besh, pilot come captain for the Belden Might, and she's feeling the weight of decisions that she's making on her shoulders more and more as time goes on. So a lot of tension there. That's me.
Thank you so much, Kai. Next up is Keith.
Keith Stetson. I use he, him pronouns. And you can find all of my stuff online under Human, Hand, and Brain. And in this game, I am playing Sathron Gov, the once wide-eyed Kifar, still somewhat naive, but a little more hardened to the realities of the galaxy after the current adventures. They stowed away on the Belden Might to get away from their family, who gave them a bit of a hard time for the Force sensitivity, but it is so far proving quite handy as you're traipsing around the galaxy and fending off warlords and Sith purebloods and things like that. It's not a bad gift to have, although they're having a bit of trouble finding their place in the crew. So that's the external and the internal struggles for Sath right now.
Alexi, you're up.
Hey, so I am Alexi Sargent, he, him. You can follow my gaming endeavors online at Cloven Pine Games. I'm creating Plutonian Shore and really excited to get to be a player in this playtest. The character I'm playing is Zyrus Drant. He is a fallen, an ex-Mandalorian, a person with history with lots of people in this galaxy, it turns out, who's been trying to find a new way and a new place aboard this crew. He has a lot of affection for our former captain, who is not with us, and so that's kind of creating tension with him and especially Orana, the current acting captain. Zyrus is the ship's enforcer, medic, and loose cannon.
Such a combo. And then last but certainly not least, Bethany, you're up.
Yep. Hi, I'm Bethany. I use they, them pronouns. I'm online at Bethany Harvey because I have no imagination whatsoever when it comes to names. And I'm playing Val, the renegade, who is a recently hired mechanic who may have slightly exaggerated her qualifications as a mechanic. She is also the comic relief of the crew. We haven't actually seen that happen because that was an advance I took last week.
Very cool. So just as a reminder, we do have safety tools. We have lines and veils and ask first on a number of things. And the X card on top of that, very important. Please use those tools if you need them. In last week, you folks were cajoled into taking a job for the Intergalactic Banking Clan, whereupon you repossessed a space yacht, the Bold Devil, from Ona Tick, a leader of a Guavian death gang on Dathomir. During the repossession of aforementioned Bold Devil, you ran into a user of the Force. Or so it seemed, according to Sath's feelings. And so that was a problem because that individual had a red lightsaber, also kind of mostly blocked a blaster bolt from a spaceship, which is problematic. But you guys made your way off, and you decided not to take on any passengers. So you gently let Ona take off of the Bold Devil, and let fate decide whatever would happen with him. Heading back to the Black Orchard, all of you were able to secure payment for a job well done, even though she came back a little scratched to that Bold Devil. It was good enough for the banking clan to be impressed and probably to ask you to do more down the road. Let's pick up with just Sath. So, Sath, you're in a dark area. Can't really call it a room because you don't sense walls per se. The floor underneath you, you're able to walk upon it. Everything feels disjointed. And as you're trying to get your sensations, your vibe, like where are you, what's happening, you feel someone reaching for you. The name Nix, Nix, comes to your mind. And she is seeking you out. You even hear the soft words from a sibilant voice. Where are you? Where are you, darling? You need help. You're lost. Help me to find you. What do you do?
As a player, I'm aware who Nix is because I looked at the NPC page. Would Sath know who this is?
The feeling that you get if, like, when you walk down a certain street and there's a bakery and you just know the smell of the pastries that they make, it's that level of sense memory to the person that you sensed on Dathomir. So yes, you have an inkling of who this is that's seeking you out.
And I sort of feel like I'm getting the impression that she's kind of put me in a sensory deprivation state, perhaps, or we're connecting through the Force in some way.
You're not sure how you got here. Now, if you wanted to engage a move of some kind, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you can just respond out loud to her. What do you wish to do?
What would Sath wish to do? I think just honesty, right? Like, I've seen what you can do. I think it's better if I stay lost from you.
So you say that, and then you see, like, looking across a football field, you see her. She just, for the first time, comes into some kind of focus. And distance is hard to read here, but just from how tall you know she is to how tall she appears when she flickers into your mind, you're like, okay, I think she's that far away. And she's wearing that mask, so you can't read her expression. And she says, you misunderstand.
I seem to be doing that a lot.
Coming to help you. If you're lost to the power and it claims you, it will send you to an abyss. You're a child. You need someone to guide you. This is what I offer.
It's pretty alluring. Pretty alluring to have some guidance. I think it might be a bit shaking Sav's foundations in a way that those foundations need to be kept together.
Do you want to keep it together? Keep together, KIT? Go for
it. You did say you were going to do that.
Every single time it goes in my head.
Yeah, let me check my edge. Probably should have done that before I headed to that. Good, it's 2. That's not bad.
Not bad.
So we're going to
note to self, drain the edge, then hit with the temptation.
Get him with the jabs. All right, so we're going to do 2d6 plus 2.
What are you trying to avoid, Seth?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, it's right there, but I'm afraid to say it because let me look at how the move is written. Well, I mean, I'm trying to resist her siren song, right? Like, it doesn't take much because they only have secondhand Jedi mentors, as it were. Like Xyrus being, yeah, I knew a Jedi once, is the closest to any direction
Yup.
that Seth has had so far. So someone who can block a ship's blaster and mentally project themselves is maybe someone that can unlock a few tricks. So yeah, just try not to fall under Nyx's sway.
See how
So
it goes.
I hope I roll well, everybody. Oh, it's perfect. It's a 9.
Oh, this is the perfect result.
Exactly what you want in there.
Yeah, on a hit, you do keep it together, but on a 7 to 9, you need to choose one below.
I feel like I don't want to go with the mechanical ones. I want to get a story one, which seems like you lose something, gear, your footing, and allies' trust. GM's call what? I don't know if you have an idea.
Oh, I do.
Oh, go for it then.
Sweet. So we cut to Xyrus and Val, because Kai, you tell me if otherwise, but I don't imagine Orana, if given the ability to find a really nice place to stay on Black Orchard while you guys are docked, would sleep on the ship. Is that a fair assessment of Orana? Like really posh 3 to 4 star hotel, or your digs on the Belden Might? Where would Orana be sleeping?
It might have been a temptation on another space station, but on a Besh space station, I'm staying in a Besh hotel. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then Val and Xyrus, the two of you, and again, assuming Val and Xyrus sleep on the Belden Might, you're woken up to the sound of metal groaning, like that thing where 2 pieces of a hull might be moved, and the sound of bolts popping. And now you're shaken awake. It's like there's a freaking earthquake on this station on the Black Orchard. So I'll ask Xyrus first. What is it that you do when your entire world is starting to shake and quiver?
Quite a question. I leap to my feet, weapons in both hands. Unclear if he sleeps holding them or what. And I'm gonna start running towards. So we're aboard the
Belden Might. Yeah, as you're coming to, you laid down to sleep. You're on the Black Orchard. You guys have been here for a day or so, and suddenly you're woken in the middle of a sleep cycle with everything shaking and the ship groaning. For a moment, earthquake is the first thought, but as you hit the deck and have your guns out, you realize that no, it feels like there's pressure all around.
I'm going to run towards Seth's quarters, like muttering, "What's that kid got up to now?"
Awesome. So Val, tell me about a time when you were on a ship and it lost pressure. Was it in the middle of a firefight? Was it due to some kind of unknown mishap? Was it something in the cargo hold that blew?
It was right. It didn't lose pressure during the firefight, but jumped into hyperspace, and when we came out, like that had just put just enough strain on the ship that it started to lose pressure.
Cool. That sensation is the thing that wakes you up amid this. Is it an earthquake? No, something is crushing your ship. You hear the sound thum, 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 of somebody running down the deck, like of the hallway, as just moments as you're coming out of that addled sleep state. Val, what do you do?
I run and fire up the ship's sensors, at least, to like get an idea of what's around and what's causing this.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you start to flip on some of the sensors. Let's have you, because we've got a move that should scan your surroundings.
Oh, perfect. Savvy. I think savvy is my good one. Yeah. It's my good one, but yeah, no.
Nice. Cool. So here's what you get. You got a 5, which means that you get to be the person who rolls take a financial blow. Because the ship is being hurted.
Yeah. Where is that one?
It is in the job moves.
Oh,
so you
okay.
roll plus
Here
the
it is,
debt.
yeah.
You guys are currently clear of debt. So
Okay.
don't roll high and everything will be fine.
Right.
So kind of story-wise, we take it that Val discovers, the ship is in a bad state, and it's
Yep.
going to require expensive repair.
Yep.
That is
Yep.
another 5.
Awesome. So
Hey.
then it doesn't get worse. And we'll deal with the results that you do find in just a moment. Zyrus, you come into... Seth, do you lock your door?
Do our doors have locks? I don't know.
Okay, the door comes flying open. Exactly. 5's the best possible roll. Zyrus, you come in. You see Seth is asleep. Seth has their hand like reaching out for someone.
Oh, can I be like sitting up in bed?
Oh, yeah. Seth's
I'd like
sitting
that.
up in bed. Totally.
Like eyes unseen, like clearly not conscious in the normal sense. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Cool.
So,
Kid,
Zyrus,
you gotta wake up.
Oh, wow. So you just shake the force-sensitive sleepwalker with yelling. I think,
Yeah, that's what I did.
I think there's a moment where like, because I am like, I guess in a battle of wills kind of with Nyx at this point, and I'm assuming manifesting itself externally. That's what's going on with the ship. Is that
Yes.
more or less what you're thinking?
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes, that's exactly it.
Super cool. So that's like the fallout of it. So I think suddenly there's a new target in my vision that isn't this like spectral Sith or whatever. I don't know what Nyx is. So I think I start to attack Zyrus with like this surprising ferocity, like a forced choke or something. And I don't know if there's a move involved or if that's just color.
Dang, that is a good question. So, I don't know.
You have Agent of the Void as one of your roles.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't actually want to hurt you. I guess the thing was more like I was wondering if I can restrain myself, but just from a gaming perspective, I feel like I just roll keep it together.
Exactly. I don't want you to have to keep it together twice. So if you feel like Seth wouldn't lash out, which I think is perfectly suitable, if you don't, you're yanked away from the one person who may offer you teaching and guidance.
I'm happy to be force choked, just to be clear.
We'll note that on Zyrus's personal ad.
I feel like
Swipe left.
I feel like this has got to be the scene though, right? Like trying to wake this kid up is going to have a consequence.
Oh, stars, Zyrus, it's you. Yeah.
What was that?
Like Seth kind of collapses into your arms if you grab them after that. I don't know what.
Yeah, I'll catch them. I'll catch Seth.
I had the worst, or a dream about the black helmeted woman from the Bold Devil run.
I don't know if that was a dream, kid.
And I think Seth comes to enough then that whatever the physical manifestations of that in their quarters, like, did we do that? Oh, the force be with me.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the problem, isn't it?
You the mantra you taught me, I could do it again.
Maybe, but we keep running into these people when we go out on these jobs. You may be getting too connected to the force to hide it any longer.
She said she could help me with things like that.
Don't trust her.
No. She's too much like Don McCool. I mean,
Worse,
I know.
from your perspective, the Inquisitors, they hunt their own kind.
What's an Inquisitor?
Listen, when I was following the way of the Mandalorians, at one point we thought we could work with the Inquisitors, that we had a common enemy, the remaining Jedi of the galaxy. But they're force cannibals. They prey on those who, like them, are connected with the force. They have no honor, and they have no interest in teaching.
So she just wants to use me. It's only in a different way than Don McCool did. Not as
Sorry,
a pawn,
kid.
but as a fuel.
Hmm.
I mean, I knew it was something. That's why I fought against her so hard, kind of gesturing at the wreckage. Must have been quite hard. I think I stalled her or put her off for a while, but you're right. It's coming too close to home. I need to find somebody that can help me control this before I put us all at risk that we can't get out of.
We'll have to. Someone on this. Someone in this hive of scum and villainy has got to have heard rumors of others like you, of other Jedi. There's a handful of them that have survived and landed in isolated places in the galaxy. We could see if there's a way to chart a course to them.
Do you think the others would go along with it?
Well, if it keeps our ship from getting torn apart when you have your Sith nightmares.
I mean, there's another way to keep the ship from getting torn apart. If I'm not on it. I know Arana has had that thought more than once.
Listen, kid. We lost the old captain. Not going to lose you too. It's got to be. We gotta keep some continuity in this crew. It'll just be a rotating cast of Besh pawns.
Are you patching me up?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, there could be a good reason why not. We'll find out.
Yeah, no, I think I feel like I'm patching things up by assuring you still have a place here.
Yeah, and I think just to make sure that that's a clear need, and also as a follow-up from the miss or from the experience from before, maybe Saf has a condition as a result of that run-in with Nyx. Does that feel okay, Keith?
Let's see. Yes.
All right.
I mean, I feel like I pick Shaken all the time, but he's a kind of person that gets shaken a lot.
All right. Yeah. So I feel like what I'm doing is, you know what? Maybe I'll just go ahead and trigger medic for this. Right?
Nice.
Like, if I'm like, while talking to Sath and reassuring them about their place here, Zyrus is also like doing like just a medical checkup, right? So it's like, like, here, look here, open, like tongue depressor, right? Like, just, this the whole workup.
Follow the light. Follow the light.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about like, what is a Sith Inquisitor?
Why are you hitting my knee with a little hammer?
Got to test your reflexes, kid. You can get thrown off by the Force. So because what the way medic works is when you establish a friendly rapport with a patient, spend 2 edge to patch someone up as if you rolled a 10+. So I'm willing to spend the edge and take the 10+ result.
Okay, go for it. So
Uh-huh.
spin that edge, and you're no longer shaken or stirred.
And it says,
I actually decided, despite the description, that numb would have made more sense.
oh, okay, no more.
Since it was a force thing, but
Yeah,
since
I'm
it's
into
gone
that.
now.
Cool. You were numb
and-
for a brief moment.
And then the other part of medic is ask the GM what insider secret you learned in the process.
Yeah, you know enough about the Sith Inquisitors that from this conversation with Sath, you know that Inquisitor probably has enough to find them.
All right. So we have we can expect company if we stick around.
And I would like to hand, if I can. I can't. Cyrus is full. I was going to give you a trust.
You're full of trust. Look at you. Too much trust. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm gonna dip to Val and then jump over to Arana. So Val, yeah, the sensors tell you that the ship was briefly under the same risks and pressures as if exposed to space, and the pressures of space without a seal, and a number of the systems are leaking and need immediate repair.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it happened while we were in port, but this is gonna take a lot of work or a lot of money, one or the other.
Nice. Orana, you're staying at a Besh hotel, and what are a couple of the accoutrements of the place where you're staying that we notice as we come into this scene?
Rare foods are available on a table.
Nice.
And there's like a protected balcony that you can, it's got like a see-through steel or whatever that doesn't expose you to the atmosphere, obviously, but lets you look out from your room.
Oh, nice.
to
Yeah,
station.
maybe like one of those force shields and all of the huge hangars on Star Destroyers and stuff, except it's room sized, so that's super expensive type deal.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Absolutely.
I like it. I like that. That's really cool. And then we come into
and towel warmers. I always love towel warmers.
Totally. Towel warmers, and for no apparent reason, there's a little fountain, like a water fountain type deal,
Okay.
like a little, that was for Keith. I think it's great. Like the idea of a little water feature.
No, it's great. I love it.
It's fun stuff.
Yeah. Like unreasonable decadent.
Cool. And there's a little chirp. It is a incoming message from your fixer, Leiden. Leiden Maddock, the Duros. He's trying to reach out to you.
Right. Yeah, they're on the NBC tab, right? Let's see here. Yeah, Biden. I'm coming out of the shower. I'm toweling off my hair. I've got a towel around me, and I sit down and I hit a button, and I assume some sort of holographic video display comes up.
A little blue filter holographic display of Leiden Maddock. And you can tell that he's at that little hole in the wall cantina where you guys have met him a few times. And he leans in, kind of looks and notices that you're wearing a towel to catch you at a bad time, Arana.
No, I just got out. What's going on?
He kind of glances and he leans in. He says, listen, there's an Imperial here asking around, asking for you. I want to give you the heads up in case there's anything you're trying to avoid.
An Imperial?
Yeah, Lieutenant Sivron. And the name immediately rings a bell.
Yeah.
Okay.
From earlier in the series. You know what, Leiden? Let's make everybody feel a lot more comfortable. Why don't you give her my room number, and send her my way?
Would you be angry if I made her pay me a few credits?
Oh, Leiden. I was going to pay you, but if you can get it out of her, then go right ahead.
All right, I'll let her know. And then his hollow drops out. We'll cut back to Val. Yeah, you've gotten the readouts and the reports. Maybe, I imagine, even though if we don't see paper so much as Star Wars, like a little series of tickets are printing out from an ancient like dot matrix Star Wars dot matrix printer of all the things that are broken on the ship.
Yeah. I think I send a message to Arana, like, here's the things that we have to fix before we leave.
Just a list of it, huh?
Are there any
Nice.
parts suppliers I should avoid?
And then I'm like, yeah, right? Like the message just keeps going and going and going.
There's some Jawas you might not want to go to.
Right? There are some Jawas you might want to go to. Did you tell anybody about that, though?
I thought somebody saw us running away from them, didn't they? Or no?
You
ran into the
you burst in on me in the middle of my, sort of date with Arana's sister. So I don't think that, very much of that
yeah.
whole sequence has been conveyed to anyone else on the crew.
So Val, shop wherever you want. No ramifications.
Jawas tend to have used parts for relatively cheap.
They do.
Yeah, like, I'm doing the mental math, which I'm good at, and I'm looking at these figures, and they're getting bigger and bigger, and I'm looking at my bank account, and it's getting smaller and smaller. I think we can get off station, but I'll be damned if any more mistakes or problems. And she's wondering to herself, she's like, well, how the hell is it so bad? Is this what Pac had to deal with all the time? Oh God. And like she's getting palpitations and she's starting to sweat a little bit.
And I haven't even messaged you the cause of this problem.
Yeah. She's circumvented that. She's in math mode. And there's this thing nagging her in the back of the head. She's like telling you, like saying, like, you know, screaming at you, like screaming at her, like, what the God, I can't remember your curses.
My
Where
go-to
it?
is Kark.
Kark.
You can conjugate it all
purpose.
kinds of ways.
It is.
Right.
It's a great one.
Like, you know, why aren't you carking yelling about this? But like, it's just bouncing around in her head, and she's just trying to figure it out.
Awesome.
Kark, I better get dressed, is what she says.
And you head to start getting dressed, and that's when the door chimes. There's someone outside. We'll cut away to Sath and Zyrus. I imagine at some point you found out from Val all the things that are wrong with the Belden Might.
And that
So-
was why we took the financial blow.
Right, which
But we did well.
You did well, which means that you aren't taking an official debt, but you definitely need to patch her up.
Oh, wait. And we get to take a trust token, right? Because that was a miss.
Oh, yes, that's true. How weird is that? It, like, fictionally, like, the move makes sense from the way I set up the move. On a miss, tell you how you've somehow scraped together enough favors and discounts to weather the blow. Take a trust token for the ship with a faction you've impressed. So I think, Val, you can kind of lead the charge in how you feel like that goes because you rolled so well.
What are our factions that we? I see.
Ship advancement.
Yeah. I think that we pull in some favors from either Zinja's Empire or the New Republic. Because I've worked for both. Arana has ties to the Empire, I believe, but I don't know.
She's also done deals with the New Republic. So
okay, so yeah.
And her family would be part of the mining oligarchy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's
So
where we get it from.
You
then.
can't go wrong.
It's all good.
But we're supposedly impressing someone is why we...
Yeah. How are we
by-
impressing them?
by somehow like setting up good deals and pulling together what we need to patch the ship up.
You managed to get it secondhand or reuse one part for something else. Like, oh, this cheap part stands in with this expensive part as long as you know how to do this, and get a good deal from the Jawas.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would be impressed by this? Probably, I guess. I don't know. Would it be somebody in Arana's family?
Yeah, I mean her older sister is possibly still hanging around this spaceport.
Oh, I mean, and Zyrus would probably like to impress her, right?
Zyrus has complicated feelings.
TBD.
Nice.
So I can definitely see this, right? Like, this is like my sister knows this is my first real role as captain, and she knows what job I took on, and she doesn't have to know that we got the scrapes, after the fact.
Mhm.
So she's just like you came back with a lurking Hulk, and you managed to put it back together again. So, yeah, I could see it with my sister. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
Awesome.
You came back. The ship actually made it back.
Right.
And your head. She doesn't know that you're freaking out. She's probably
Right.
impressed. Like by the time you actually talk to her, she's probably impressed by how like calmly you're handling it. And oh, yay, you are a competent captain. This is
Cool.
It would make a great ship name.
Cool. Go ahead and the ship advancement and mark trust with mining oligarchy.
I put one in there.
Okay.
I was already on the
Cool,
page.
cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit is directed. Anyway, yeah.
As the repairs are going on, I wonder if Xyrus and or Sath would like hit the streets in the spaceport to try and find some kind of a lead on, you know, a helpful Jedi out there.
Fun.
Into it.
Sounds good to me. So yeah, you guys head out and you're ostensibly going shopping for parts per Val's request instructions, and you might be seeking out the name of a friendly Jedi. Cool. That sounds good. You guys will be heading out into the Black Orchard marketplace, but let's cut back to Orana. Yeah, so you were mentioned hey, I need to get dressed, and then you heard a chime at the door.
So I go to the door and I hold down the button that lets me talk to the person on the other side, and I say, just a minute. And I rapidly put some clothes on, and I go and open the door.
And while you perhaps like are expecting Lieutenant Azalin Sivran, instead you see Mirix Besh,
Oh,
your slightly older sister.
right. I want to take a look at her again. Where is she?
She's
Oh,
on
there she
row
is.
11. There we are.
Yeah, I see her. Okay. Sis?
Rana, can't believe you made me wait in a hallway like some peasant.
I was naked.
And then she like walks in past. Oh, like I haven't seen it before. And she like brushes past you to come into your room. Walks over and grabs some of the very rare food and takes a bite.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
I came with congratulations. We are so impressed with the resourcefulness that you have shown. I think even Father said, not bad. I could be paraphrasing. She walks over and drapes her hand along the little water feature waterfall, rubs her fingers. Oh, it's filtered. Takes another bite of the little fruit that she stole.
You're not kidding, are you?
I'm not.
And this is like a big moment for Arana, actually. Like, her family has shown her like some modicum of respect. Like, she always says she never wanted it, but she always does and always did. I think she's just speechless.
I've had to do a little bit of tap dancing around Prac and all of that, but we've pulled off something very special for the banking clan. And it's caused the family to reevaluate some of their former opinions. I've always been in your corner, Ronnie. You know that. You volunteered to serve the Empire. Vassia certainly didn't do that. And well, you know me. I'm just not a fighter.
No, you're just perfect.
Thank you. But honestly, we're impressed.
She runs her hand through her hair. She's thinking. Go ahead.
If you're available and your ship is free, I might have some work for you, but I understand if you've already committed yourself to other factions. That's quite all right. I'll find someone else.
So Arana's heart starts beating fast as she starts doing more mental math of like how far away the lieutenant is, and like not wanting her sister to be around when that happens. And so she kind of blurts out, "Yeah, I'll take it." That sounds good. What's the job?
Well, I was so hoping you would. I'm very excited. It turns out that there is a particular contract that is set to expire with one of the Beshtech competitors and a very, very influential supplier. Now, our competitor isn't aware of the fine print. We just happened to have found out this information. And I've been asked to go and try to negotiate instead of Beshtech, but we need to do so without any official notification of me leaving Black Orchard. So you'll be smuggling me away as a passenger. Won't it be fun? It'd be like back on Belfu when we would play games, like hide and seek.
So I just need to smuggle you.
Yes.
I don't have living quarters that, as she says in her head, that you would be willing to sleep in. I feel everything might be a little cramped, sis.
Well, I've seen the exterior of the ship and I could just do the math. I would assume as much. But we could do it like we were kids. I'll just stay in your room.
Sounds great. Do you want to shake on it?
Of course.
Our first deal together?
Our first deal. And then the door chimes.
How come you get to make a hard move and I didn't roll any dice?
Come on. Bethany was looking at me expectantly. Come on. I need to give conditions. Gotta make the grease the wheels and make everything flow. Let's cut away from you so you can sit on that for a little bit. Zyrus and Saf, the two of you have come to Black Orchard's marketplace, and you're attempting to, number one, pick up some parts on the part list. That's a good question. Maybe Arana should have to keep it together. That seems appropriate, right?
Yeah, so we're doing we're working down the shopping list, but we're also, trying to see like who are the weirdest people on this spaceport, and can they point us towards any Jedi?
Sounds fun.
Yeah, sound good, Seth?
Excuse me, sir, you seem strange.
Hey, you weirdo, know any Jedi?
What? That's slang for something?
So as I'm looking around, just trying to make sure, it feels like that would be either a scan your situation or scan your surroundings or touch the void, unless you guys had another move, like a playbook move or another move in mind.
Ooh,
I do have wide-eyed wonder, but I don't know if that makes more sense than.
Ooh, stories of surprising, like, oh, that's interesting. And I don't think we've seen that much, if at all.
Not since like the first session.
I say go for it.
I say
All
that
right.
is the way to go. So you come in, and it's like this set a little bit of the scene. This marketplace is underneath the shadows of, if you look at the picture on NPCs and places, it's underneath the shadows of the number 2 power tower. Sorry, Igor. That is one of the 5 spaceport towers. And it's the Black Orchard isn't so named for those 5
I like
towers.
that it's called the Weird Stuff Tower.
Yeah, it is the Weird Stuff Tower, and that's where you guys have found yourselves as you're looking around, trying to find people of interest. So
It kind of looks like a carnival ride, actually. Those big swings.
the tower looming overhead has a somewhat unfinished look to it, with uncoupled hoses dangled from a central column and a damaged armature visible high above. The sections of the disc look jerry-rigged as all hell, including at least one area that one would swear was covered in some kind of mold or lichen. That is Igor.
All right. So I think probably Sath is looking up at it, trying to make sense of all of those sort of disparate physical descriptions. And like, what would the possible use of that? Like, I haven't been around the galaxy much, but this seems exceptionally strange. And gazing at it in wide-eyed wonder.
Nice.
With a 7.
Ooh.
So now I have to remember what that means.
One question.
Oh, okay.
It isn't painful to look and try to understand the world, accepting the.
I mean, it does not reflect my experience in real life. Well, I mean, I guess since we're looking for something in particular, what here is worth a closer look?
What here is worth a closer look? I mean, that really is the answer of like who to talk to, right? So I think what strikes your fancy, what seems most interesting, is that among the God, I'm totally playing into one of the tropes of our series, and I didn't even realize it until I started this sentence, but I'm going forward. You, Sath, catch the upper torso and head of a inoperable, like not switched off droid that it isn't TA, just to be clear. But there's something about it that calls to that feeling, that smell that you have when you're around. Well, not like it's less tinged with distaste, like you might have had with Dama Cool and with potentially Nyx, but there's definitely a drawing of attachment to this particular humanoid. It has very like wide eyes, and it doesn't have a whole lot of a carapace, so it's difficult to tell. But first guess with somebody might think that it's an inoperable protocol droid, but you realize there's something different about it.
Good. What do you see?
I think I'm just reminded about TA. You can kind of gesture at the droid.
Oh yeah, I'll take a look. I'm like, that droid. I've seen it before.
Come on, come on. Oh no, you have. That's awesome. Because like a jaw was coming up, seeing the eyes of the two of you guys looking at one of its wares. But let's have you roll, because that could be really fun.
Yeah, when an NPC enters the picture, you may declare them an old ally and roll plus savvy. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna roll with my savvy as I say that I have I know this droid of old. And I believe that's just a +1. Cool. I rolled a 9, and with +1 that makes it a 10. So I can say why there's someone I can turn to for aid. Rich, did you already have some things in mind about this droid that I should be aware of here?
I'm happy to tell you that this is a combat training droid. that is specifically designed to fight with force pikes and help Jedi become better fighters. But you can add whatever more you like to that.
Yeah, I'm like, that's that scar on the droid's shoulder. I saw my Jedi friend, ally, acquaintance give it that in a practice bout. This thing's been around Jedi. That's where we need to. Good eye, Sath. This is the next step.
Yeah. But it's not just hanging out, clearly. Rich was about to invoke the Jawa.
That's right. So yeah, you guys have the conversation in the Jawas, like, oh yes. Oh, look, you have such a good eye. To both of you, so smart. I can't believe it. We have such a good deal. Did you know that was on sale? It's on sale. Walks over,
Half off.
starts trying to pull it. Yes, how did you know? Starts dragging it forward, and thing falls over. Clump. And I do have a picture of what it looks like, because I think this is an awesome picture. It looks like that. Except the
Great face.
eyes are not. Yeah, I love that. I love that face. But the eyes are not lit up. But that's what it would look like if it were operational.
You're trying to make us pay for this broken thing? We're doing you a favor offering to take it off your hands.
Oh, so good. We are negotiating. I love haggling.
Grabbing a hard
reaches
bargain
up, kind of rubs your jetpack a little bit, because Jawas have grabby hands.
Hey, watch it.
Oh, sorry. So, what is a good price? Or do we trade favors, friend?
Yeah, I would. I don't know Star Wars currencies, but I'm gonna stipulate that Xyrus, tries to drive a hard bargain where we kind of pay something minimal in order to get this broken droid in the hopes of repairing it and learning from it.
Turn on the charm. It's a roll plus warm,
man.
which I know you're very warm.
Were you trying to turn the charm, or were you trying to bully him with the?
Oh, that's true. If
We're
you
not
wanna
paying for
bully
this
your way
junk.
through,
Yeah, I was thinking maybe
throw your weight around, man. Fair enough. Okay. Man, I was trying to make him be all like, oh, but I could. Yeah, but you're right. He's totally being mean.
I mean, we could do good cop, bad cop.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. If this goes badly, Sath, you should be ready to be more charming. Because Xyrus's approach is to Xyrus is negging the goods, right, and saying like you got nothing here. Don't you're trying to make us pay through the nose for this busted piece of junk.
I said I was going to forget it, but I think this is the information that I would get advantage when I roll acting on.
Yes,
So
that's
I don't
true.
know if I can hand that off, or if I should instead be the one doing the talking.
Let's say that Xyrus, you're the heavy, but Sath, you know what's up, and let's so we can follow through with the move. That's okay. Lexi, we'll just have.
All right. So I'm taking the advantage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. If Sath's helping out and you guys are working together, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, maybe I'm like kind of playing up the you really don't want to annoy him by naming a price that's too high and like pointing out some scars on the armor and stuff. It was the last person. You see that stain? That's the last person that tried to drive a hard bargain on Xyrus.
That's a 10.
Cool. Yeah, the Jawa for a moment's like, oh, yeah, we don't like fighting Mandalorians. Cool. So with a 10 on throwing your weight around, though, on a hit you push through, and it's not messy, loud, or time consuming. So I think it's a thing where you get out pretty cheap. You guys browbeat this poor Jawa, and then you offer a modicum, and he goes for it. And no problems, no fuss, no muss. It's fine. Everything's good.
Yeah, so it cuts to us like on our way back to the Belden Might, and we've got like a crate full of miscellaneous supplies, and like perched at the top of this is this half a droid.
Did
All right.
would we have gotten a name from the Jawa, or is that not something that they would know because it's just
They
Yeah,
don't
what's
scrap?
Wait, no, it looked like this when I found it.
Or would you know, Zyrus, since I don't know if it's too much removed from your acquaintance, partner, frenemy.
They used to call these proxy. Probably a number too, but I don't remember that.
It's gonna be we only have the half, right? It wasn't like here's the other half. Love it. Gonna be tough to get this.
Val's a good mechanic. She got the jetpack working. I'm sure she'll be able to patch this up.
Yeah.
As soon as you guys come on board talking about Val patching it up, you hear,
Oh no, I'm being replaced. I'm so sorry.
Tui,
I will improve.
I'm sorry we didn't have the conversation ahead of time. I didn't know we were coming back with another droid. This is not about you at all.
There are always droids, but they often get destroyed. This one is starting destroyed.
Not a threat to you at all. This isn't even a medical droid.
I don't think most of its parts will work with me.
No. It's a separate droid from you.
Yes, I see that.
Yes. Like TA was. Remember TA? That TA was no threat.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Well, to you.
oh, TA. So sad.
Don't worry, Tui. If we have to disassemble you, it'll only be temporarily. We'll return your parts.
Cyrus.
Well, it might be necessary to get this online.
I'm rather sure that my synchronizers will not work with this droid, and if you take my legs, it won't work. I can almost guarantee it.
I'm sure
We'll let
Val
Val be
wouldn't-
the judge of that.
She definitely won't have to do that, and kind of like smacking Cyrus but behind his back. Even if it might happen, you don't say it.
I find brutal honesty to work best in my line of work.
And I think probably at that point, Seth is running through in their mind all the NPCs that you've met and how many have complicated relationships with you. Like, how well has that worked for Cyrus?
doesn't work as well as Cyrus thinks it does.
But Cyrus is older and wiser, so I will bow to his interpersonal knowledge.
There you go. Let's come back to that doorbell ring, that chime that had sounded at Orana's lovely Besh Hotel. Were you expecting someone, sister?
I'm muted. As a matter of fact, I was.
Oh, do you want me to hide? I'll go hide in the closet. This is hilarious. I love it. I love it. And she's like opens up the huge walk-in closet and goes in and like slightly shuts the door. She thinks this is just a hoot. What do you do?
Do I have to roll to keep it together?
I think so.
Oh, okay. KIT up in this carking room. Okay, so the tab for it says edge. Okay.
Yeah, you get to roll plus edge. Your edge is fine. You haven't lost any edge.
3.
You're so edgy.
I'm an edge lord.
That'd be pretty funny.
What? Sorry. Throw some dice in there. I thought this was still set up from last time. Wow. Okay. I got a 13.
Goodness gracious. I think that is pretty together. On a 10 plus, you're in the clear and gain insight. Ask the GM one question and get an honest answer.
How do I get my sister to leave without upsetting her?
You can remind her that she's supposed to be on a secret mission, or you could tell her it's some kind of medical problem that you have, but then she's going to hound you about it later.
Yeah, but like, I'm betting that the lieutenant is dressed in TIE fighter gear. It's gonna be a little a little hard to push that to a medical person. Yeah. Sis, if we're gonna make the timeline that we talked about, I believe you'll need to get packed, secretly.
Okay. You're not wrong. All right. Well, and she'll head over and she hits a button to the little shield for the lookout on, steps out onto the balcony, and then she'll like call for a speeder to come up and get her.
Oh, wow. Decadent. Okay. So as she's flying away, I look at the door, I sigh, and I move over and open it.
And when you open the door, you see that Lieutenant Sivron is in civvies. She is not wearing her flight gear or anything. Her clothes are nice, probably recently purchased, like they have that glint of newer clothing. And she sees you and she's, I'm on furlough. I just wanted to.
Before she says anything else, I'm hugging her.
Oh, man, there's that tension from before, because she was like, I have to explain myself, and you could tell she probably had like 4 different ways of trying to explain herself. But you hug her, and then the door slides closed behind you, and she relaxes in your arms and hugs back. Orana, I'm so glad you're okay. I can't believe I actually found you.
I had no doubt that when you needed to find me, you would do so.
I'd heard so many rumors about where you went after you mustered out. I thought start at Black Orchard. Maybe somebody from Beshtek would know where to find you. And then I found this Duros. He was very helpful. He even gave me your room number.
And she smiles. I'll have to talk to him, giving away my room number like that. She's lying, but she's got a smile on her face. Come in. Would you like some apples or filtered water?
If you want. Are you okay? Are you all right?
And she turns around and she walks back into the room a little bit, and slowly turns around and says, once again, I've found myself in an endeavor where I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to figure it out.
You always thrive in those situations.
I didn't expect to actually see you, though. I couldn't keep up with your deployments.
You know how it is. Zinj has us moving all over the place, putting out little fires. It seems the rebellion is always popping its head up like some kind of multi-headed crate dragon.
Yeah, the rebellion. Do you ever see it from their point of view?
I mean, I try. They just went through the proper channels. They're always blowing things up and so much violence. Just a bunch of terrorists. If they would just work through the government, they have more than they understand, but they're constantly causing trouble. I'm not unsympathetic. Arana, you know me. I'm a good person. I don't want to be forced to do these things. I really wish we didn't have to do these things.
You don't have to do these things.
Have you seen what they do? They blow up entire ships, Death Stars. I don't think there's going to be any negotiations. So we either keep the upper hand or we lose planet after planet. My friends, your friends.
You mean planets like Alderaan? Listen, I'm not a spokesperson for them. I've worked with them, and they aren't completely bad. They aren't evil.
I'm glad to hear it, and I'm sure that it's been a hard situation for you. Alderaan was a bad, was a tactical blunder, and Palpatine died for it. And then what? Coruscant has basically fallen. There's violence left and right everywhere. And they call it freedom? But is it freedom? What was so carking good about the Republic before? At least here we have safety.
Safety. Yeah. And I bring up a data pad and I show her the scene from our last run,
Mhm.
where the Sith Inquisitor reflects back the laser blast.
Oh, and she goes cold. Like her face just registers the pure like worry. That's a Sith Inquisitor. There are only a few of them left now. She's called Nyx. She's hunting someone named Sath. I don't know how she got the name.
How do you know? Are you working with her?
I may have flown a couple missions. Maybe.
And I need to know everything. This woman hunts us.
Why would she hunt you, Arana?
Because I keep someone safe. Because I keep someone out of the Empire's arms. Do I need to roll or anything?
I mean, if you push again to try to get her to give you any information, I think you're going to need to either turn on the charm or try to throw some weight around. But right now, you both have just been sharing a few secrets. So I don't think a roll has hit yet, but we're on the doorstep of it.
Yeah, I think she puts her hand on the lieutenant's shoulder and tries to charm her.
Nice. Just so I have the context, I know the two of you served together, but were the two of you intimate together? Were you just friendly? What's the context of that shoulder touch based on your past together?
That's a great question. I think there was an unspoken, undefined intimacy that neither of them explored.
Okay.
There was a universe of potential that wasn't tapped.
Cool. I get it. Sounds good. Let's have you turn on the charm.
Okay. My warm is 1. It used to be 2, but now I'm captain, so I have to be a little bit less warm. And okay, +1. An 8.
Okay. And turn on the charm on a 7 to 9. So on a hit, you soften their attitude and get an opportunity. On a 7 to 9, the opportunity is fleeting unless you overpromise or undercut your dignity. Yeah, that's interesting. So
I have an idea for an overpromise.
I want to see it.
Okay. I know what happens if you help me out. I can get you a job as a pilot on any ship at this station. The Besh family will see to it. You don't have to You don't have to change your life. You just have to change your ship. And then you'll be out of all of that violence. You don't have to be in all of that violence.
Rana, if I go AWOL, they will hunt me down. I would need new idents. My chain code would have to be overwritten. I can't even imagine how much that would cost. And all to protect this Saf?
Sath's a kid. Sath has no one to look out for him. Sath came onto our ship, and we may never figure it out how he fits in, but I take care of my own. And I'm not going to let someone who can hurl lasers back at my own ship get her hands on an innocent, wide-eyed young kid.
Okay. She knows he's here.
Kark.
I came here to try to get you out. On the off chance that you are actually here. I still could. My blaster pistol set to stun. I could just stun you. Just don't fight me, and I'll get you out of here. And then whatever happens to him, it isn't your fault. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small blaster pistol. What do?
Freak out. Her eyes go wide, and she's like, no,
I'm sorry, I can't let her take you down. And then she brings the blaster pistol up. What do you do, Rana?
Shit. I throw my weight around and push through her and get out of the room.
Awesome. Throw your weight around to deal with physical or social barriers. Roll plus tough.
Before you roll, I don't know if this works, but I've been looking for a chance to use Agent of the Void, and I can spend my Void Trust to guide someone through danger. So I don't know if that would work here. Okay, Rich seems excited for it.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think if it would be like, I feel like force projecting is like so intense that I don't think I can necessarily do that, but maybe like
the little voice at the very back of her mind, you know,
like just as you're going to do it,
go to Dagobah.
just like one of those things. I imagine you perceive it as sort of like some sort of cliched piece of advice, like the supple willow will never fall, but the strong oak has a point that will topple it every time. But Arana's like, oh, kick her in the knee or something like that. Like, I don't need to worry about the blaster. I just have to knock her on the ground or something like that. And you get to roll with advantage for following the advice.
Nice.
Okay.
Which is probably helpful because your tough is -1, isn't it?
I know, right?
Oh, glad we did that.
This is perfectly timed help. Let's see how well it goes.
All right. I'm rolling with advantage.
So you're rolling 3d6 -1, and you'll keep the best 2. So the sum, we'll just ignore the sum. Nice. Okay. On 7 to 9, it's messy, loud, or time consuming. Your choice.
I think
GM's choice.
Oh, it's GM's choice.
Oh, sorry. Yes, thank you for clarifying. It's messy, loud, or time consuming. The GM's choice. So I just do that. That's awesome. 7 to 9. So you wanted to muscle your way through. You reach forward, grab the gun. The two of you fight over it for a little bit. It fires a couple times, and you realize that the only way to do this, right, is to shove her back, and you slam her against the wall. Her head cracks against the wall, and she slides down, KO'd. Run out into the hallway. You've made your way past her, but you know when she wakes up, she's gonna come after you. It's for your own good.
Right. And so I'm like on my wrist communicator, and I'm like, Val, we are space worthy, right?
Yes, maybe not hyperspace worthy, but we can take off.
Prepare the ship.
Nice.
Gotcha.
This is how we always take off, isn't it? We gotta go now. It's never, oh, we'll get around to leaving.
And I imagine that like where you're at is one of the penthouse apartments, right? So you're in the hallway and you come to the lift, and the lift opens up and there are a pair of stormtroopers in it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought we were gonna do a Lucas side swipe.
I thought they were. Run like you
it-
stole something, friend.
It sideswiped into the middle of the elevator and then came back to me.
God's like, if I
That's
keep
great.
doing this, he's gotta do the wipe.
Okay. Name my escape route.
Gotta take the stairs.
No, what I do have though is the Besh elevator. But I have to get out like the ident or whatever, and I'm just like pulling at the thing under my neck.
So good. Best elevator. They're so posh that they have a specific elevator. That's so great. I'll give you a +1 for that.
Okay. So my savvy is a 2. That gives me a +3, and I will roll 2 dice. And here we go. Ooh. Ooh.
Thank goodness for that Besh elevator. On a 7 to 9, choose 2.
Okay. Oh, well, like I obviously left like the data pad with the hologram. I've left behind, like there's so much stuff I don't even have my bags, right? Like I've just got my Han Solo-esque outfit that I'm in.
Yep.
So that's the leave behind something identifying. And I'm battered and burnt out along the way. So
Yay, market condition.
I'm shaken. That's for certain.
Nice.
So,
everyone likes being shaken in this game. That's awesome. Yeah. So the troopers go and they come barging into your room, and one of them, this of course, Arana's gone, right? This is just a like linger on the scene for just a moment longer as the stormtrooper walks over and shakes awake your friend, and Lieutenant Azalen Sivron is not dead. And now we'll cut to Val. So Arana has told you to get the ship ready. What do you do, Val?
Fix the, like I've been fixing it like most immediately important systems first, because that's how you do a ship like this, because you'll never get to at least a third of the list. So I hurriedly finish with the thing I'm working on and start up the ship and hope it doesn't explode.
Cool. The ship does that wee moment, and you see a woman who is not Arana walking quickly. She's like pulling behind her this like hover thing with a bunch of like suitcases on top of it. And she's like waving like, no, wait. And she's headed towards your gangway.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to take off until Arana gets here, but I am definitely going to put it. I am going to message Arana and say, do we have a passenger? I think this woman's.
You're on mute. Okay.
Yeah.
Confused.
And so yeah, so she's got like her hands on her knees. She's in that half bow kind of a position, just breathing. Yeah, we're smuggling my sister.
Oh, okay. Let her aboard then, right? Okay, fine. Thanks.
Only if she looks like me. Don't take on anybody else.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Okay.
Check with Cyrus. He knows what she looks like. Wink.
Hey, we said we weren't going to talk about that, right, kid?
Cool. Door
Clear.
gangway opens up. Where do we find Cyrus when the gangway opens up for the Belden Might and you take on a new passenger?
I mean, I've got to be just like, doing some like random patching up of the ship, and then like completely taken by surprise for Mir turning up here, right?
Yeah. Hey, Cyrus. And I think maybe that's the like cut. We'll go to a bio break here. All right, sounds good.
Perfect.
And we're back. We pick up with Orana running across the Duracrete spaceport with a worried look. It's starting to rain because that seems appropriate for Black Orchard and what all else is going on. And yeah, Val, you see that Arana they do look a lot alike. So Arana, you come running up the gangplank, and the ship, she closes up. You immediately smell like oil, Arana. That's not a good smell to smell in the ship. So that's a thing to be aware of. When we cut to Mirex, who's still just staying. Where do you want me to put all? Where? Just tell me where Arana's quarters are, and I'll actually carry it all in myself, I guess.
What? Mir, what are you doing here?
So unprofessional. I am booked passage on the Belden Might.
We're not a passenger vessel.
Well, your captain pointed that out, but I assured her that we can make do. Listen, I need to get going soon, so we can have all of these conversations over drinks once we're in hyperspace.
I can follow me.
Okay.
And I'll, walk her towards Orana's quarters, and then do like one of these like look around things, and then like appear right at her elbow up close. Your sister has no idea about anything that happened between us. You're not probably best to keep it that way, right?
I think I come around the corner at that point looking for Zion.
Of course.
Oh, it's the lady from the cantina.
It's the boy person. The Kif. Hello. I remember you.
This is Seth. They're part of the crew.
And I think I might be dense, but like looking at the tableau, kind of like, well, I'm glad you're here. I
It's
have to
nice.
fix the ship. We can't get into hyperspace, right? I'll be helping
that's
Val.
concerning. I
Glad
thought
you're
that the
here.
ship was fully functional, Cyrus.
She is. She's a good ship. We just need to give her a little tender loving care.
All right. And she checks, makes sure the Sath has walked away. I can keep a secret if you can, but not everything that's in the past has to stay in the past either.
I've got a ship to put together here, Mirror.
Okay.
Arata's that way. Arata's quarters are that way.
Oh yeah. Do you need to keep it together?
That's an excellent question. Sure.
That's it. I'm just gonna say keep it together is my what's that? Hearts of Within? Bethany, what's the Hearts of Within?
Inner conflict.
Yeah. Always, all the time.
I mean, fortunately, I still have some edge, so it's a +2. It's a 10. It's a 10.
You get to ask a question.
Yeah. What's she really doing here? Like, why this ship? Is she just toying with me or what?
She is literally here for what she's contracted Harada to do. She is here on a mission that has her scared and incredibly excited, and you're just icing on the cake.
I see. So everything I'm picking up tells me she's being straightforward. It's just that the circumstances themselves are complicated and compromising.
Yep.
Great. Cyrus is like, on top of everything. All right. As he walks away.
And then she starts moving all the stuff into Arana's room. Cool. So Val. The ship's not going to go into hyperspace. So now that Arana's on, are you planning on just taking off and flying around for a little bit? Try to maybe go on sublight engines to some moon, or what's the plan?
That's the plan.
Okay.
I've been told to get off of this space station, so okay, I will do that. But we can't go that far, at least not fast. So yeah, I'm looking for a place to sort of hide out while I work on the try to get the ship kind of hyperspace worthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to take some evasive maneuvers here. So please roll plus the ship's savvy, and then
here's the ship's savvy 1. Cool.
Yeah, rolls the ship's savvy, which is a 1. Wow, die roller.
The ship is very savvy.
Dang it, die roller. Okay, killing me. You shake them. Yeah, you're able to head out. And here's the deal, Val. You take off for the Belden Might. She groans. You get an indicator that one of the legs, I can't remember what the heck they're called, but like the little stabilizer legs that come down. One of them is still down. It won't raise up, but you take off.
Better than the alternative.
Exactly. And as you're starting to head off, there are 5 TIE fighters that swoop in ahead of you, which TIE fighters, they don't have light speed engines. Therefore, there must be something bigger that they come off of.
Close by, yeah.
But you peel away and you catch a ping on your radar as you're headed towards one of the moons just off of Black Orchard. It is not a Star Destroyer. It is a Gozanti class cruiser, which is really big, probably 4 times the size of most freighters, twice the size of the Belden Might, big enough to carry a squad of TIE fighters, and does have hyperspace. So that is has come to the Black Orchard as you land on a moon.
Okay.
And that is
Should
a
we-
great question.
Should we
What
have
is it?
should we have a ship meeting? Should we
Yeah.
finally get all together to
Yeah,
decide what
probably
we're doing
should.
here?
Since it was requested, this is what a Gazanti class cruiser looks like. There was actually one in the Mandalorian. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, the end. Yeah, group meeting sounds fun. And of course, Merrick's is going to appear because she's your client.
I specifically asked her not to.
Argo?
That's
Doesn't mean
probably
that
why
she
she's
will.
here.
Right.
Where would we gather?
The
Mess?
wooden table, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, that
Right.
table.
That table made out of living trees. Oh God.
Oh God, that's right.
It feels so comforting.
It's very posh. I think that Merrick's would like it. Oh, since there's a move that applies and may lead into this, let's go ahead and roll the into the cold, because you guys have gone out into the cold, and this does affect whether you guys come closer or not, right? So I think that's a good setup. Let's have you do into the cold.
All right, we don't have a cook to roll this with advantage. So the question is, who needs to roll it?
I think the captain should roll it.
Hmm.
The ship's warm, so it's not like a bad thing. It's fine.
I mean, the ship's warm is worse than than most of our warms. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. 2 of us have warm 0 at like the ship. So, yeah. All right, I'm cool with Orana rolling into the cold.
Oh, a 9.
Nice. On a 7 to 9, someone voices long simmering feelings and life aboard gets more complicated. So if that doesn't happen in this scene, that's okay. We'll just resolve that later. But I think it would be great if someone keeps that in mind. So yeah, crew meeting, the 4 of you plus Mirax.
So, why'd we have to run out of the port this time?
Sounds like.
Who did we piss off?
Does anyone know the name Nix?
I think I do.
Imperial
think-
Inquisitor.
She knows my name too.
Yeah.
That was her.
She's on Black Orchard already?
Somehow. I don't know how she found us, but she's there. I got a tip off to it.
And kind of giving Zyrus a significant look, referring to our conversation earlier about am I putting everyone in danger by just being here?
The kid and I found something for sale in Black Orchard that might be able to help them. A way to a first pointer that could lead to a Jedi that can actually train Sath.
What, like a location? A name?
A broken droid. We're gonna need you to help patch it up, Val.
A location, a name, half a droid.
Half a droid.
The good half, though.
The important half.
Well, that's good. Yeah, whatever. I gotta fix the ship first, but sure, why not? What's okay, what is this droid supposed to do? Like,
Proxy. It's a lightsaber training droid.
It's a what?
You know, like
I
the
didn't know
dummies you
droids were okay.
you know the dummies you fire at on a shooting range. It's like that, but for fighting with the stupid laser swords the Jedi use.
Well, it's got to
Cooler
have
than
a
a
pretty
Jedi.
tough shell then.
And that's going to help?
We can get it back online. It can search its memory banks. It may know where the Jedi have scattered to in the galaxy.
How long has it been half a droid?
The Jawas weren't exactly forthcoming about all the details.
Well, hope
But you said it
hasn't been
was.
too long then.
So I kind of start that sentence like about my former. It's complicated. They're all complicated with Zyrus, but Jedi associate was the one who slashed it in half. Was that what you were saying, or did I misunderstand that?
Yeah. You're right. You're correct. But
Okay.
Cyrus
So
is not, sharing everything with everyone.
Yeah. So I kind of realized that 4 words into the sentence and just shut up and hope nobody decides to follow up on that. But we've got more immediate problems than fixing procs.
Seth
Yeah.
speaks the truth. So when we arrived at the orchard, we were hyperspace capable.
Yeah.
What happened?
Could we talk about something else?
I just kind of like gestured it. Seth, do you want to tell her? Because I'm not too clear on exactly
Nix
how we get from point A to point B there.
reached
either.
out and did find me. We fought in the liminal space, the void of the Force created, and
Seth had a bad force dream and the ship got messed up.
it's a little more complicated than that.
A bad force dream.
I struggled with Nix in the liminal void. I won.
But the ship got messed up.
What would have happened if you lost?
You don't want to know. Look, Orana,
So we have a passenger. She's my sister.
Hello. I already know you, Zyrus. Seth, we met officially earlier. And she extends a hand to you, Val.
Welcome aboard. You picked either a really bad time or really bad ship to book passage on, but
She's a good ship.
yeah, don't
She's
say that about the Might.
frequently has
Part of her
bad people
charm.
chasing her.
Well, I've found my younger sister to be extremely resourceful, and I trust that she will captain you through these problems. And she nods to you, Rana, like, look, I've got your back.
sure she will. But we do have a slight delay. Hope we
So,
weren't in a hurry.
is there anything we need to discuss before we all strap on our gloves and get this ship out of this sector?
What do we do if the TIE fighters come sniffing around?
We will survive.
And you're at peace with the possibility that they won't?
I decided a long time ago that this ship and its crew are my people.
But
And I will protect each and every one of you as its captain.
what if your friend is flying one of those TIE fighters, Cap? I don't know everything that happened in that hotel room, but I think I got a sense.
What's the kid talking about, Besh?
The tip-off came from a former co-pilot. Not co-pilot, what's the word?
Wingmate.
Wingmate, thank you.
Ooh, nice. I like that term.
From a former wingmate. And she had a plan that involved kidnapping me. So
Not a great plan.
I left. And here I am.
And does that sever any feelings that you had with her? Is it that easy?
Sath, you are part of this crew and I will protect you, but you do not have access to my feelings. You do not get to ask me these questions. And the answer to you, Zyrus, is we will fire on whoever is chasing us and we'll get out and survive.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Well, our weapons are online at least. I
I'll
think.
I'll go to the turret. Captain Willing.
I'm gonna give Orana a trust token because I appreciate her, commitment to the crew there.
Nice work.
And I feel like I stepped in it, so I'm gonna give you attention.
Nice.
Because even though you said a lot of nice things, told me that I should shut up. And I'm not sure. I kind of felt like that you told me to shut up and then I ran away. Coping mechanism?
I think so. That totally feels like a runaway.
I'll go be by myself in the turret. Thank you.
Good stuff. Cool. So,
oh, one thing I wanted to check on, and I was asking Bethany about Val's age. I feel like I am way younger than everybody else, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I
think
think we've
Val's
all been
probably,
treating Saf like
early 30s.
Yeah.
Young enough to like potentially be one of our kids if we had
Yeah.
any kids. So it's yeah. There's definitely that intergenerational dynamic there.
cool. And I definitely think you guys played to that mixed result on going out into the cold. I have set up we have all set up a very pregnant situation for someone to patch up the poor Belden Knight. And in answer to that, there was a chat thing, but just to kind of say it out loud, there is definitely tension now between the ship and Zyrus over some of those comments to Tui.
Yes.
I see you've already marked it, but I just want to make sure I said it out loud for me. Anybody want to patch her up?
Yep. I think I will do that.
But you don't have any trust or mutual tension.
No,
Mutual
go for
trust
it.
would be so helpful.
We can still spend edge to help if it's a if it's on the border,
true.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I've got +2. I can use plus savvy instead of warm.
Oh, that's right.
So that's,
yeah, you're a mechanic.
Yeah,
good.
That's +2. Right. If I was using warm, that would be a really bad roll.
Ooh, on the edge with that 9er.
Oh, that's not mine.
Oh, sorry, that was the last roll. Sorry. You got a 10.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. So, patching someone up on a hit, you stabilize the target. You and anyone you're patching up can regain an edge or clear a condition.
Oh, so you can clear your own condition if you want to.
Excellent. I'll do that. I'm sure I'll mark it back shortly, but yeah. I think I'm working frantically and cursing loudly, like you can hear me yelling, when things go wrong, when something doesn't work when I thought it was, what it was going to, or I find something else wrong before I can fix this. but
There's check out
it's
the
working.
other part of the mechanic result too, right? Just in case you're excited by that.
Mark, wait, okay. And you can boost its capacities on a hit. Oh, hey, wait, I missed that part. Yeah, can I do that?
So mechanically, what does boost its capacities?
Yeah, what's that mean?
It's purely
Narrative, but
right, but
okay.
like
Cool.
Val could say like, hey, I patched things up, but also I made the engine stronger or whatever, right? Like, so we kind of
I found some hyperspace nitrous oxide in the back, guys.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, I think yeah, I mean, I know there are TIE fighters possibly coming for us, so I think I strengthened the shields.
Nice. I like that. That's a good call.
And yeah, I will mark a condition. See, I told you I was going to mark it back. Actually, wait. Adult, chili, numb, or top? Actually, I'm going to go with numb, I think.
I was going to say you might feel numb after all this, like, bad Force Dreams talk.
Yeah.
Sweet. So Orana, while Val is patching up the ship, what are you doing as captain?
Well, I was imagining that we were all.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, all four of you are patching things up. So we do a musical montage of each of you doing things, and we keep cutting back to Mirax, who's like moving some of Orana's things and putting her things there in the room, and like tidying up, and also like putting away her folded clothes and moving some of your stuff back into the suitcase to make room, half and half, like sisters. And then eventually you deem the ship worthy for hyperspace flight. And I think
the warning lights are only yellow now, not red.
And I think as we have the ship taking off, that leg goes, and then it's just like this much space. It's like,
can I add something?
Yes.
So like Sath and the Force like expanded certain pieces of metal, right? Like the interior casings had gotten bigger, right? And so when we were fixing something, we found like a hairline fracture that we know is going to be a problem, but we never would have seen it if Sath hadn't done what they did. So we know the problem ahead of time, but we still aren't able to fix it with what we've got.
I'll just space duct tape it for now.
Yeah, the landing strut, thank you very much, doesn't come all the way up. But yeah, you guys can hop into hyperspace. And so as you're hopping into hyperspace, you have to plug in coordinates, which is when Mirax reveals to you that she needs to go to Ormantel. I'll drop that into chat. Ormantel, located in the Bright Jewel system in the mid-rim, and it is in the waning days of the Galactic Republic. Ormantel City housed a base of operations for the Black Sun crime syndicate.
And that would be common knowledge. Like we'd
okay.
guess that she's going to talk to Black Sun if that's where she's going.
That would be your guess.
Okay.
Is that on the map on the NPC tab?
It is, but of course it's a map that's got a whole lot of stuff on it. If I can direct you, hold on, I can tell you where it's at if I just blow this thing up to like 150%.
Oh, I see it.
I see it, yeah.
It's really close, near the word Imperial Space. It's right above it.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Which is outside of Zinja's Empire.
Oh, okay.
Who
controls that? Is that like a different Imperial remnant controls it, or it's pretty anarchic?
That's a great question, because I want to keep this game within the factions. We will say that it is currently it is outside of Zinja's Empire's official territory, but under the influence as a proxy. Oh, I just realized that there's a droid named Proxy, so that's going to be problematic for me using that word.
No worries.
Okay. So
Yeah. Okay. So she tells us that, and I guess it's the captain's decision if we punch in those coordinates.
I look it up. Like, that's Ormantel. That's Black Sun planet, old Black Sun planet.
oh, they've mostly been dismantled. I'm really working with the business end, which is quite on the up
Didn't
and
know
up.
they had a business end.
It's all business.
Sis, can we talk in well, no, I'm not going to do that because we've already had like a lot of talks in private with me. I'll talk to her right here. Yeah. Okay. When did you stop being on the up and up, sis?
I can maybe give some indication of that. I think it was you who was behind that one job, right? Or was that another Besh?
No, it was me.
Thought so. But Black Sun, that's a whole different.
Listen, I don't like the idea of working with the Black Sun either. But Beshtek needs to make a move within the mining oligarchy, and the contracts that I can negotiate here are already extant with one of our competitors, but we can take advantage of the business side. Honestly, I'm working for peace. Right? Because if the Black Sun make their profit through legitimate enterprise, why would they feel the need to continue to be a criminal organization?
Just out of the goodness of your heart. Huh?
You're a business person too, and yet.
And yet, it isn't personal, it's business. Arana, you know this.
This making sense to anybody else?
She's cutting deals with the Black Sun Syndicate, nasty customers, big time mobsters.
The one dangerous giant organization we haven't gotten on the wrong side of, I think.
But it sounds like the words she's using are saying she's not actually doing that, but she is doing that.
No, she's totally doing that.
This is. You've still got so much to learn, kid.
I think I like you better than your sister. Like a lot.
Ouch.
To Arana.
Right? That's still ouch to me. I'm the one being insulted. I'll be in my room. And she goes into Arana's quarters.
Should be in your room.
We shook on it! And then door closes.
Just looking around, I'm like,
But what did you
Well-
shake on?
we do need to get out of here soon. So
We're not the ones doing this negotiation. We just need to chauffeur her. Yes.
That's the situation, yes.
Hmm.
But if I've
Look.
learned anything,
will they know the difference?
yes.
I've put you all in danger enough myself, so I don't want to speak out of turn. But we might not be doing any negotiation, but we're going to go put our living bodies on this planet while the negotiation is happening.
Yeah, you got it.
And Cap, I trust your call on this, and I know family is involved. If everybody's cool with it, I'm certainly not going to make a stink about danger.
Let's just
Listen,
get the job done as quickly and cleanly as we can, and then get as far from that planet as we can.
listen. we had to leave, and it's better to leave with a job in hand than it is to leave with no way of paying our way into the next station. It's not the job that I want for us. None of the jobs are the jobs I want for us.
What would your ideal job be, out of curiosity?
I think we'd make a great freighter. Doing boring delivery. Very safe and boring delivery.
No food that's secretly guns. No negotiations that are secretly with Black Sun. Well,
What that even
details
be like?
known ahead of time.
That doesn't really sound like the might. All respect, Captain.
What do you think we're best for, Sath?
I think we need to be helping people that they can't help themselves. Like when we saved the people of Prague, I mean, yeah, we didn't know everything going in, but that was pretty great. And when we rescued Tui, and I know we got a little hoodwinked by those folks that said it was food, but I still think we did the right thing there. I don't know. Is your sister someone who can't help herself? Is that the same category?
Oh, she can help herself.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
Not talking. What?
What? Never mind. Sath is right. We can be a force for good. We don't have to be a part of the violence, but the violence comes to us. And I don't want the ship hurt. I don't want anyone on this ship hurt. But if we dedicate ourselves to oppressing tyranny, to opposing tyranny, then violence is a part of that.
It's fine by me.
Then I would like to make sure I'm as ready as I can be for the violence. And I think
Yeah, I'll get the droid as violent as you want it.
it's like you read my mind.
Probably gonna need legs for maximum violence, but
Please do not cut the ship.
no,
Please
the
do
ship
not.
has enough problems.
And
Not you, Val. Sath, please do not cut the ship.
that's why we're getting procs ready. And I mean, I know Zyrus is maybe more pragmatic about this, but if you could avoid taking Tui's legs,
Saying it's a perfectly fine pair of legs. We could rotate them between the droids as needed.
I don't know
And
how well they'd work.
we
They
wouldn't
could
do
each
that
have
to
a
you
turn.
and Orana if we only had one pair of human legs.
Like droid legs are not hard to find. There are plenty of trash droids out there.
Fair enough.
I am feeling a little bit tired. I am going to go get some rest. And everyone notices that Orana does not go back to her room. And if you follow her, she goes and finds a lonely gun turret to sit and be alone.
Oh,
Ouch. Oh man, if Merrick saw that, she'd feel like a little guilty. She'd offer
How-
you a pillow.
Like, did Orana try to hide that at all? Like, walk off in the direction of your quarters and then veer off when nobody's looking, or would it be like?
No. There's no secrets.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know Marax well, but I'm thinking that she might be hard to sleep around. She seems like the kind of person who would talk to you all the time. So yeah, going off to a gun turret to get some rest seems perfectly reasonable to me.
So I would imagine all three of us would like realize that's not the direction and kind of maybe look at each other with like,
Yeah, I think there's a
Shrug, yeah.
there's a take, right? And then I'll say, good work getting the might back to be hyperspace worthy, Val.
Don't
it's nice
Don't
having a
say that
mechanic
yet.
around. Oh, we haven't
Especially
jumped
when
yet?
we've got
do that when we get there.
Are we in hyperspace now? Have we jumped?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. This all happened in
Yeah.
hyperspace.
Then I think I would like to give Val a trust token.
me too.
Nice. Cool. So
I think actually I would also
Once
like to
you've-
give Sath a
Yeah.
trust token.
Do you want me to copy it or did you want to do it?
You go ahead.
All right.
I don't know where to put it on there. Oh, I see.
I am so used to like with my students on, I mean, this is essentially all the technology we're using now is what I use every day at work now. And I'm so used to when something happened, just like, I'm just going to do it myself immediately rather than wait for you to try to figure it out. So I'm like nervous about overstepping my bounds outside of that.
I did Alt C instead of Control C. Did that break it?
I deleted everything, Mr. Stets. How? That's not supposed to be possible.
How did you delete the whole tab?
I
Control
froze
Z.
that. Yeah, we have had that yelling moment.
Wait, is
Sorry.
it Control or Alt Z? No, wait, I have a Mac. It doesn't have a control.
Yeah. I use a Mac at work and they don't. And it's like, command. No, I mean, control.
Open Apple. Wait. That's awesome. Sorry for the long digression of school time jokes. As the child of two teachers, I can make school time jokes all the time. It's great. Let's check in. So it seems like you guys are resigned to this is the job you're going to do. Do you want to cut to the chase and see how things go?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I guess do we want to patch up the droid en route, or is
Oh,
or
that's probably
save
not a
that?
bad idea.
If
Yeah.
possible. I
You know.
would defer to Val on that. But
I think it's 100% possible to get it operational, but to get it walking around, you'd have to stop somewhere and get
Probably have
drugs,
to
that kind of
get
stuff.
some legs somewhere. Yeah.
I mean, half a
haven't-
training droid could give me some half training at least.
Right. I think that's it. Like, I'm talking like, okay, well, I'm not sure how realistic it'll be, but if you stand still, the droid will also stand still. It'll be a fair fight. Well, actually, you might have to kneel still.
Val, I think this is true. So like out of character, I don't remember. I don't think I've turned on my lightsaber. Like we've talked about it, we've threatened it. I lost it at one point, but I don't think I ever actually.
Did you ignite your lightsaber on that planet with Dalma Cool?
I feel like I held it out in like
I think you've ignited your lightsaber, especially like
Okay.
dramatically that even if we're retconning, it sounds
Okay.
good. I like that.
Val, I've never even turned this thing on before. Anything is
How
gonna
do you
be
know it
helpful.
works?
Shit, Kark. I mean, TA seemed so sure that he knew what he was. Look, it has to work. It has to work. I know it
In
must.
my experience, nothing has to work.
Oof.
But Val, this is different. I need to have a lightsaber that works when I go up
Shh, don't tell it that.
against
I don't know
Zinj.
it's important.
I take it out and look at it like maybe it can. I mean, maybe it can know, but like I have to be armed with this for what I am going to do.
Okay, why don't you turn it on? Or is there some kind of ceremony you need to do?
Kark, if I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess you could ask the droid. Let's see if I can get it talking.
Do you want to find that out before we go any further in our conversation?
Yeah, let's yeah, like, okay, well, I guess you'll have to ask the droid and go back to, try, like I said, trying to get the droid to able to talk at least. And that is be another patch up, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a mechanic, don't forget your mechanic extra.
Yeah.
Focus.
Excellent.
I think while Val's doing that, Sath is kind of like feeling the weight of it and trying to.
Hey, Dice Roller likes me today. Well, it didn't like me at first, but now it likes me.
Nice.
Yeah, so I patched up a machine and I can boost its capacities on a hit. Marker condition to make the boost last more than... What would be a fun boost for this thing?
Has all its memories.
That would certainly be a useful boost. I don't know if you want useful or amusing to you. I don't know which one you were going for with it.
No, I mean, useful would probably be good. It would be good if it was also amusing, but
I feel like you could cover both with like it has all its memories, so it remembers what a Jedi should be fighting like, and just mercilessly rips
has
my
all
technique.
its memories and it's just super critical. Yeah.
Yeah.
You boosted its judgmentalness.
Yes.
Nice.
I hit the nitpick button too many times.
Okay, that's the boost you want. Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
You see the eyes light up on Proxy, and it moves his head side to side, and you find, like, while its upper half looks like a protocol droid, protocol droids are very stiff, right? They're very stiff. They're formal. This thing, it moves like it has sinews, right? And it blinks for a few times, and then its mouth lights up as it says,
"Greetings, masters."
Proxy. Should we call you that? That's what Zyrus.
Proxy is my designation. I will respond to that, master.
My name is Sathron Gov. This is Val. She fixed you. I don't know how long you've been out of commission.
Master Gov, neither do I. Master Val, thank you for fixing me. Except it seems that I'm not exactly fixed.
Yeah, you're partially fixed. We'll do the leg. We don't have any spare legs on the ship right now.
I understand.
Would you like us to just turn you off until we can get you some, or
whatever you wish, Master Val.
I need your help, Prox.
I see that you have a lightsaber, Master Gov. Delightful.
But I've never used it before, so my understanding.
You've never used your lightsaber? What is wrong with you, Master Gov?
Probably so many things.
Well, we will have to fix that.
I would like that, Proxy. What? Are you okay?
sorry about that. That is a dog barking coming through my voice mod. It sounds weird.
Val, is that expected?
I think it just needs, hold on, like adjust a bolt
WD-40.
slightly. That
Yes,
should be a little better.
that's very weird. You should fix that, Master Val. Master Gov, I will make you into a master worthy of the title. You will become one with your lightsaber and defeat all of your enemies.
That sounds really good, Proxy. I have a surprising amount of enemies.
Oh, excellent. That's for training. Master Gov, do you wish to ignite your lightsaber now?
Is that all there is to it?
Why, yes, it is.
So I kind of pointed away from Val and Proxy and press the button.
Press the button. This red, angry red saber.
Well, I was doing some research on lightsaber.
Were you now?
I don't know
It
how
works.
deep into the lightsaber color lore
You tell me
are.
then. What color comes forth?
It seems like the Kyber crystals don't have color until they take on the character of their wielder.
That sounds way cooler than
Very cool.
And the reds
anything
are
else.
because they've been bled by Sith users who are using them improperly. And, I
Okay.
mean, there's a lot of contradictory lightsaber lore, but it seems like, other than the fact that Samuel L. Jackson liked purple, it's been retconned to be it is between the good and the bad sides because it's blue plus red. So I feel like that would be thematically appropriate for a youngster trying to find their way. That
I like it. So it comes out purple.
what does that mean, Proxy?
Oh, very interesting. You are caught in the middle of the balance. Delightful, Master Gov! You will not be impaired or shackled to either of the orders. We will forge a new destiny.
Yeah, I guess that sounds about right.
Sweet. So then I think we will go into like a montage of Proxy instructing you through various drills as you start to get used to wielding a lightsaber. And what style of music, Sath, you think is playing during our musical montage as the lightsaber is flashing around? Is it whimsical? Is it a little dark and broody? Is it hopeful? What kind of music do you think is playing during this montage?
Not to get too musically geeky, but
I love it.
I'm thinking it's in a major key, but like it comes across as somewhat somber, which I found up. I don't want to get on a huge digression. I've been figuring out my my kids' favorite nursery rhymes on guitar, and I was learning the Ants Go Marching 2x2 one, and I was like, this has got to be in a minor key. And I'm playing it, and I'm like, this is in C major. How is this song in C major? And I think it's one of those where it's like, this song has no right to be in a major key, but it somehow is. One of John Williams' specials where it's like, I notice you're referencing some things you probably shouldn't be referencing in this song. Some impressive typing.
That's what a lightsaber sounds like.
And I think they're probably mixed in as like the orchestra hits of the song on it.
Nice. I love it. They probably composed the song after you did your bit so that they could time it just perfectly. That sounds good. That sounds really, really cool. So looking at time, do we want to do the job move of cut to the chase, and then we may have to cliffhanger at that point? Feel
I'm
about right?
pretty open to that because that way no matter how it goes, we can kind of have a sense of what we should be expecting for next week.
Indeed.
Yeah.
When you want to cut forward to the midst of a job, first specify your main objective and basic approach.
We're gonna deliver my sister and then fly casual.
Okay, so generally stealthy, try not to attract any attention approach, right?
Exactly.
Not trying to sneak as much as just, we are boring and we're coming in. Is that just making sure I read what you're saying, right? Cool.
That's what I'm proposing. I'm willing to play with whatever somebody else would.
No, that sounds right to me.
Like we're here to give you this person, and then thank you.
And now you get very good roll here, right? Because the captain rolls plus crewmates who've given the captain trust tokens. And it appears that all 3 crewmates have given you trust tokens.
Awesome.
If we got a big enough crew, you could never fail at this.
I think there's probably a max plus on. Should be max plus 3 in my opinion, but I've seen rule sets to say max.
I mean, I'll check the rules, but I feel like let's get 20 people in here.
This is a big crew. We never.
There aren't enough crew rolls for that many people.
You did not put your modifier in, so it appears that you rolled an 11. Is that right?
No, that's
No,
5 plus 3 is an 8.
Yeah.
Oh,
+3.
it is a 4 and 1. Oh, okay. For some reason, I saw 5 plus 3, but it's the
Sadly.
5 is the 4 and 1. Oh, delightful. On a 7 to 9, things are getting messy, but you're still in the game. Each crewmate may either narrate what they bungled or mark a condition and say how they narrowly avoided greater calamity. So before we move any further, let me quickly show you, mostly because I think the picture's awesome, what from the sky. I believe this is Ormantel City. It seems like it might be a little on the small side, but it's cool pick anyway. So Ormantel City, which is where you guys are headed, and it is technically still under the sway of the Black Sun, but the Black Sun in this area are in partnership with Zinj's empire. So now, as we come near the end, we will quickly have each crewmate either narrate what you bungled as you guys approach and deliver Mirax. By the way, she also wants passage back home, just so we're clear. So does anyone have an idea, or is this a thing we should, because of time? Oh, you do?
Yeah,
so narrate or mark a condition.
We land to let her off, and the stabilizer just snaps.
That's
the whole ship is like tilted.
Nice.
Or landing strut, that's what we decided they were called.
Yes, the landing strut breaks and the thing just and she's taking some damage. That is great. I like that one, Val. Would like to go next.
I'm if we think this is legit, I'm gonna go ahead and mark Chili for rebuffing Mir when she like turns up, at my door, the night before we're supposed to drop her off.
Oh man, and she had like this bottle of wine, and she was dressed in one of Arana's slinkier outfits that she borrowed because they're basically the same side, except Merrick's is a little bustier, but it's fine. It doesn't hardly anyone would notice. And you're chilly towards her, huh?
Can't always go back to the past, Mir.
I'm just realizing that you dated someone who looks a lot like the captain, and that's gotta be weird.
Yeah, potentially complicated.
Potentially. Sweet. That is a good one. I accept it. What about Sath or Orana? Who'd like to go next?
Do you have anything that you want to go with, Kai?
Yeah. I think that our codes are outdated and they are extremely bureaucratical about this kind of thing. And I spend so much time they're like, well, you need a pass. And I'm like, where do I apply for a pass? And I'm doing this as we're coming into the planet, right? And they're like, well, you need to talk to so-and-so. I'm like, why can't I talk to you? And so like I make our way through, but it's left me addled. We barely squeak through with the right paperwork. If that works for you, Rich. Okay.
Nice. And so you said you were going to mark a condition so that it doesn't go terrible? Adult.
Yeah.
Nice. Sounds good. And then last but certainly not least,
I was realizing that it's a little
Last hope.
awkward because I realize my crew roles aren't really jobs on the crew. Like I'm a stowaway in the Last Hope of the Galaxy. That's doesn't really say what I do every day on the Beldamite. And I feel like given that everyone else has a personal connection with our passenger, right? Like former flames, sister, former employer, that like I'm sort of the only one that doesn't have a real good reason to help her out. And I was the most nervous one. So I think I'm going to go with a condition. I think it makes sense to ding my savvy further because I'm probably not thinking clearly. So I'll go with addled, and Lord help me if I need to think through anything before I get that fixed.
Nice. So yeah, we will end today's session with Mirax landing. She steps off of the ship. She's dressed in like this nice, really professional outfit. And as you guys are on, and I'm imagining if you're kind of looking at the picture of Ormantel City, one of those exterior kind of circular landing pad areas, and as she walks away, that's when the ship just tilts down and crashes just a wee bit, causing some damage for you guys to have to deal with. And Mirax goes on her little comm unit and says, "Sis, I just need this meeting. It will be at most 4 hours, and then we can get off of this wretched planet. Thank you. Keep the engines warm." And that is where we will close our session as she is walking. See her walking away, and there are a number of Black Sun guards who escort her, and she seems casual about this, even though they are heavily armed and not the nicest of folks. And then we will move to our post-session stuff. Unless did anybody have? Just want to check. I don't want to cut anybody off.
Counting the end of session move as the post-session? Yeah.
I was getting ready to do the end of session stuff. So at the end of each session, each crewmate and the GM as the ship should choose. Name a crewmate who you feel closer to and give them a trust token, or name a crewmate who's stressing you out and give them a tension token. We'll start from the left-hand side. So Bethany, what for Val?
I think I give a trust token to Arana.
Nice. Then Xyrus.
Yeah, I handed a couple out during the session because I definitely trust. I'm definitely grateful to Val for patching the ship up. I was glad to hear Orana put the crew and the ship first. I'll give. What will I do? I'll give trust to Sath. Because we've been working together well, including finding and putting back together this droid that's going to be helping with their training.
Cool. Sath. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to give more trust to Val. I really liked the conversation we had as she was fixing up Proxy, and feel like more and more at ease having her around.
Very cool. And then Orana.
Didn't forget I was muted this time. I'm going to give tension to Sath from that scene at the dinner table where the kid kept asking more and more personal questions until they stepped over the line.
And I think, that's right. Because we replaced the Force. Okay. So then I think it's trust from Belden Might to Val for all the fixing ups. Sounds good to me. And now we say, altogether, the crew should answer. Stop yawning. Dang it. The crew should answer both of these questions. Did you prove useful to a faction?
have to remember what the factions are.
I mean, we've chauffeured Mirax to her meeting.
Yeah, but you did rebuff her though. I mean,
Wow.
I mean, that's her. Like, this is theoretically to help the mining oligarchy.
Oh,
right?
I see.
Like,
I see.
one person does not
I
a
would-
faction make.
She's the one to report back your performance. But you know what?
You should have smooched
I
her.
agree.
We all agree.
So chilly. So chilly. Yes, I am cool with that. And then did you foul things up for a faction?
Not yet.
I don't know, because you ran away from the Empire like 2 different ways. So I do think you fouled up their plans there. I'm going to give you attention again with Zinja's Empire.
Right.
Double tension.
There we go.
Double attention. Cool. Let's hit the...
Wait, do we have double tension with ninjas?
You do. You had tension when I just popped over there, and I haven't added that, but I'll do it now.
Oh, okay.
Great.
I was going to say I went over there.
Well, you just talked about always doing it, so I just thought you were doing it.
Just like a kid. Just like a...
Wait, I deleted the tab. Is it okay, Mr. Stetson? All right.
Feeling triggered right now.
Anyway, sorry about that. Let's do stars and wishes. We'll start with wishes so that we can end with stars. Who'd like to go first for wishes? Remember that next session is our last session of the series, so do keep that in mind.
I can go first.
Yeah.
I almost got there, but I didn't get to tell Val in the last hope. So we're nearing it, but I definitely want to make sure that I do that. And I mean, I guess like I don't know how things are going to get wrapped up next session, but like I would like to either somehow close the book on the Nyx or the Dalmakul storyline. See if we can get one of them off the board somehow.
Maybe we can make them fight each other.
Yeah, you guys are the real enemies. We're going over
like
here.
a Kong versus Godzilla situation.
Totally.
I haven't seen it. I'm not sure how it ends, but I imagine it's bad for everyone when they're fighting. And mechanically, I was thinking I would love to have a little more direction on which conditions to mark, because I feel like I'm trying not to power game it, but just like I really never want to mark numb. That's going to hurt me more. And like they're sort of all synonymy. So when I'm like, let me see the names, I'm like, well, if I'm addled, I could also be shaken. And that might be chilly or numb. So I kind of was doing my own thing now where I was like, if I ran into it because I messed up rolling strange, although I didn't roll strange at all, then I'm going to try to mark numb. And if I got a condition from rolling warm, I'm going to try to mark chilly, if it makes sense.
I like the flexibility of it, but I think, Keith, you've got a good point of like using the guide of which stat did you roll to get you there might be a neat way to think about it.
And it isn't always because you
smart.
rolled though, so it isn't like 100% map.
That's
like
true.
Sometimes it's just the GM goes hard move condition. Of course, I guess the GM could also say this condition. Ooh, very hard move.
That's true. I could dictate conditions.
And
There
that's
is
it.
something there's and just like from a like people's mentality thing, and not to go too deep, but like telling someone to mark a condition for me always feels like it has a little more impact because it forces the player to kind of check themselves, think about it. And as long as they're not power gaming, which most Gauntlet members don't, so and even if they do once or twice, whatever, but like to think about it, and for some reason I find that they quote unquote feel it a little bit more sometimes. But this is my thought process on it. I've heard other completely opposite thought processes, and they work just fine too, I'm sure. Thank you, Keith. Who'd like to go next for wishes?
My wishes are simple. I just want to have a scene between Arana and Val, just them two kind of scene.
Absolutely.
I would, yeah. I was thinking, yeah, I'd like to interact with the, well, with I guess I have done things with Xyrus, but it was mostly involved breaking in and stealing a yacht. So, but mostly I've just interacted with Sap. So I would like an opportunity to interact with the other two.
Absolutely.
And yeah, go for it.
Oh, I'm also looking at this, my coping mechanism, hurl defiance at any and all authority. And I'm sure I'll get a chance to use that. So it's not even a wish. It's more a reminder for myself that I have it.
Kai, did you have any other wishes? I just want to make sure you weren't cut off.
Nope, that was it.
Okay,
Simple
cool.
wish.
That was it. All right, Alexi, wish us up.
Yeah, my content wish is to get into a big fight, because I'd love to see some of the combat moves happen, see people pushed into desperate straits, especially now that we've all nicely loaded up on conditions before landing on this planet full of criminals. So yeah, definitely wish for some fighty times in the finale. And my mechanical wish, or my kind of game design note wish for myself, is people have been spending much less edge, and I'm wondering if I need more kind of enticing things to use edge on, so that there's more that brings us down in edge and then incentivizes the coping mechanisms and gets that cycle going. So I'm gonna think about that.
That's a good thing to think about. I think that would be cool. Sweet. So let's flip it around. Do it last on which you get to go first on stars, Alexi.
Oh wow! Big star to you, Rich, for giving us a mission to smuggle a character that we all have complicated feelings about. That definitely added juice to the Into the Cold, right? That created lovely dynamics on the ship. And star to Orana for your excellent scene at the hotel. Also, I thought that was very cool, and enjoyed that solo scene a lot, getting to see it unfold.
Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you, Alexi. Bethany, do you have any stars?
Yeah, I don't know how much you planned this. I'm guessing not that much, but okay, I'll throw a Jedi training robot in here. It was unexpected and cool, and then you making the robot this ambitious. I kind of want to see what. Yeah, I actually want to see more of that droid. But yeah, stars to you for that droid.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bethany. That makes me feel great. I'm very happy to hear that. Kai.
So the first one is when Val was responding to Sath about having to have things fixed, and Val was like, "Not my experience." I don't remember the exact words, but it was just, I don't know. It was the perfect words at the perfect time. I just really enjoyed that. Thank you, Rich, for putting me through the meat grinder of emotions. back to back meat grinder of emotions. And I wanted to say that I was about 3 seconds away from asking her to join us on the ship. And I'm so glad that you took a forceful stance for her. It turned things in a much better direction, I think. So I really enjoyed that. And thank you to Sath for keeping on and pushing for these questions about what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I'm just Orada was like, if I'm in space, is it still legal to strangle a kid? So yes, thank you.
You're
all
the
for
captain,
being
so
intentional about it.
technically, no.
Space is
perfectly
international waters.
Yeah, yep. So I think you're okay.
You can
Keep that
marry
alive.
and kill at will.
Oh God, that's so true. Good stuff. This was good. So Keith, do you have any stars?
Oh yes, and I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget them. Well, I other people mentioned it, so I'll just do it quick. But I loved Kai's scene, the solos. Like my little GM brain was going, "This is too much screen time on a one with the GM interaction." But like as an audience member, I was like, "This is amazing! Whoa! Oh my! I know, and that, and then that." Ah. I also loved the series of moves that snowballed into the twisted ship. Like I could kind of see it coming and dread it, which made it super fun. I liked having the heart-to-heart with Xyrus a lot, and also the heart-to-heart with Val as she was fixing the droid. It was a lot of like really intense emotionality, I think, in this session. That was fun.
Good. Glad that. Yeah, I agree. I felt so oddly selfish as the Orana scene was going on, but I'm glad that it was at least entertaining. So yeah, good. Great session, you all. I'm very much looking forward to trying to find a way to wrap this all up. It's going to be fun regardless because I love playing with all of you. Thank you again. We'll bring this session to a close.